From the banks of the Nile, I made my way to the desert region of Cairo.
And that over there is the Sahara Desert. It's the biggest desert in the Middle East and in Africa.
In this ancient land, made up of more than 90% desert, is a culture and history encompassing 6,000 years. To be able to understand ancient Egypt's history, we have to look back at its timeline. Historians use two ways to outline Egypt's history: dynasties and kingdoms. Dynasties are families who held power and passed down their leadership to family members. Kingdoms are periods used to define points in history. There was the Old, Middle, and New Kingdoms. In between them are intermediate periods marked by unrest and foreign rule. Together with Aziz, I retrace history through Egypt's monuments that have withstood the test of time. Before I visit the iconic pyramids in Giza, I made my way to the necropolis of Saqqara and back to the Third Dynasty, in the period before the Old Kingdom. At the time, the capital of Egypt was Memphis, and Saqqara is where the royals were buried. Tombs were called mastabas and were rectangular-shaped buildings made of mud bricks. However, the Third Dynasty's first king, Djoser, wanted a grander resting place. His vizier and priest, Imhotep, designed the Steps Pyramid built in stone, which would become the world's first pyramid. It was surrounded by a complex of temples, courtyards, and shrines for the king to enjoy in the afterlife. Around Saqqara, there are ruins of other pyramids, like the Pyramid of Unas from the 5th Dynasty.
This was actually the pyramid where they found the first text and writing inside the tombs.
King Unas was the first to decorate his tomb with pyramid texts, the oldest religious writings in the world. These were spells that enabled the dead to move to the afterlife. Aziz and I also visited some mastabas that housed deceased family members of the king or his court. This is the tomb of Princess Idut, daughter of King Unas. Inside, it contained well-preserved carvings and detailed artwork of everyday life.
It's amazing how they have preserved this area. The colors, the artwork, the details is something literally out of this world. For them to think of these little details of life is just simply amusing.
Having seen the precursors to the iconic pyramids, I now made my way to Giza. For thousands of years, the pyramids of Giza have captured the world's imagination and have become Egypt's defining symbol. Here lies the grand resting place of three pharaohs: Khufu, his son Khafre, and his grandson Menkaure. Nothing prepares you for the experience of beholding these magnificent structures rising out of the desert sands.
Just fantastic feeling being a part of history right here, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just standing here in front of this magnificent pyramids.
When they were built, all three pyramids were encased with white limestone, which would have been an imposing sight, shining in the midst of the desert sands. Most of the encasing stones are gone, but some can still be seen at the top of Khafre's pyramid. The biggest of the three pyramids is the Great Pyramid of Khufu. Standing at 480 feet tall, it is made of about 2 million blocks of stone. sloping at exactly 51 degrees at all sides. Each block weighed 2.5 tons, as much as an average car. No mortar was used to hold the blocks together, only a fit so precise that it has survived for more than 4,000 years. Inside the pyramids are masterfully built shafts and burial chambers. The second largest pyramid was built for Khufu's son, Khafre. It seems taller than the Great Pyramid, but it is an optical illusion made by its position in the plateau. What is striking about Khafre's pyramid complex is the mysterious Sphinx, colossal statue of a lion's body and a man's head, carved from a single piece of rock. The lion is a royal symbol, associated with the worship of the sun. The Sphinx is said to perfectly align with the king's pyramid, the temple in front of it, and the sun's position during the equinox. To get another perspective of the pyramids, one can go for a nice camel ride across the plateau.
This is the best way to see the pyramids, through a camel.
The image of camels in a caravan walking along the sand dunes may be a popular mental picture of Egypt. But these hardy animals are not endemic here. They were introduced much later during the Arab conquest. Their hump packs fat, which their body uses when food and water are scarce. They have a third eyelid that protects their eyes from sand and a nose that can close during a sandstorm. Finally, we reached a good vantage point showing the three Great Pyramids, along with some smaller structures beside them. There is still a lot of debate among experts as to the engineering and logistical methods that were used to build such massive undertakings. Whatever mysteries and questions surround the construction of the pyramids, one thing is for sure: they were built to ensure eternity for the pharaohs. And they have managed to do just that. Exploring Cairo has been an incredible journey to the past. But more discoveries await me as I leave the old kingdom behind and into the time of kings and queens in the ancient capital of Thebes, now modern-day Luxor. I arrived just in time for the opening ceremonies of the 112th FAI conference. The Federation Aeronatique International is the world's governing body for air sports. Since its inception in 1905, it has sought to bring aviators together from all over the world to create a community of responsible, passionate, and daring pilots. I was happy to see some old friends and make new ones as well. I could feel that Luxor is another adventure waiting to happen. In the second part of my journey across Egypt, I explored a city that time forgot, sailed through the waters that shaped the civilization, and behold the treasures they left behind.
This has been your captain, Joy Roa. See you in the next Asian Air Safari!